Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. We're back with another review for a brand new show. The show is called P-Valley. It comes on Stars. I'm not sure what day of the week and time it comes on, but I was actually looking for something to watch yesterday on YouTube TV and came across it. I had saw previews for it like a little while ago and forgot about it, but we back and we here to stay because this is good TV. It's good TV. So this is P-Valley Season 1, Episode 1, Perpetratin. So we open up with we see the aftermath of, I don't know what hurricane it was. I want to say it was the one that was fairly recent, the one that happened in Houston. I forgot. Is that hurricane somebody? Hurricane I don't know. I'm not gonna make up no name, but it wasn't Katrina. But it was the aftermath of a hurricane, and we see, things floating. The city is still very much underwater, and we see this woman pull this suitcase out of the water, and everything in the suitcase is like in great shape. There's an outfit in there and some red bottoms in there, and she scoop up the suitcase and go on her way. We see that she takes a bus, and I don't know whether or not I don't know where she was leaving from, because she ended up in Texas, but I don't know where she was coming from. But anyway, she got on the bus, and when the bus made a stop, its first rest stop, she ditched the whole bus. The man was like, "Man, we getting ready to go. Are you coming?" And she, "Listen, I'm good." She take her suitcase and go, and she stay at this little janky hotel. And I mean, it's janky. So there's some, mystery about her. We don't know her character yet. She looks like she's running from something, running from a hard life. The Pink is an establishment, an adult entertainment establishment in the area, and this is where everything is going to be centered. This is basically like our setting. We at the Pink for the most part, for the majority of the show, I'm sure, because this is about them. That's a strip club. I don't know if I mentioned it, but yes, the Pink is the strip club in that little town, and the dancers are backstage. One of the girls. Well, before we know her name. Her name is Mississippi. I'm just gonna say their names. Mississippi comes in there with a gash on her forehead. She done did a pole trick or did something and hurt herself. And she was supposed to be doing a private dance, but she can't because she's bleeding from her head. So she's soliciting help from the other girls. One of the girls that she asked, her name is Mercedes. Mercedes is the OG. She been there the longest. She in charge of the girls, right alongside the owner, that is. But she's in charge of the girls. Mercedes, is like, "I'll do it," because she's like, "A girl, it's a blunt in it for you. I'll get you a blunt." She's like, "Girl, you don't have to give me more than a blunt, but I'll go on out here and do your little VIP room, whatever." At the door, Benny from the Haves and the Have-Nots, and his name is Diamond, by the way, but he gonna be Benny over here, because he gonna forever be Benny. Maybe he'll be Benny Diamond. Anyway, but that's if you watch the Haves and the Have-Nots, because if you don't watch that, you don't know who Benny is. But Benny over there on the Have and Have-Nots, he at the door giving people a hard time. The first guy, he charged him $20, and then when the girl, and this is when we actually see, because when we saw her, she was disheveled. I mean, she had a whole natural look going, beaten up. Now she got on a nice piece of hair. She got on the clothes from out of that suitcase, and she's at that club trying to get in. And he charges her $30, and she's like, "But you just charged him $20." And he's like, "Well, it's $20 for men and $30 for what he say? Pretty bitches like you got to pay $30." And then show her the sign on the sign and say $20 for men, $30 for batches, and no shoes, no entry, them kind of signs right there at the door. And so she ain't got $30, of course, so she turn around and get out the line. Then we see her get in another line for a little booty shaking amateur contest type of thing. So she gonna get in line for that and see if she can win her some money. Back at the private dance, sis, she's filling in for the girl or whatever. And the man that she's dancing on, he trying to get a little handsy. Like, he keep trying to stick his hands, in her private area. And she's, slapping his hand away and trying to, keep her dance going because she's trying to make her a little money. And he's still steady trying to put his hands where he don't need to have his hands. And so she slap it away, and then Benny Diamond come in there, and they rush the man out and got to throw him out on his behind. Cause sir, it's not enough for you to be in here. You got to be putting your hands on these women too. Now that's a perv. You already in the strip club. They naked. They walking around butt naked. That's not enough. Like, it's not enough to see it. No, he want to reach out and touch. No, sir. No touching. How many times do I have to say it? No touching. So now you got to go. Now you just got to get out. The owner is backstage going through the owner's name is, I think the man called him Miss Clifford. Miss Clifford, if you can envision, Miss Clifford reminds me of Dwight from the Housewives of Atlanta, like the early episodes, the early seasons when he was on there, or Miss Lawrence, or Derek J. He like a pump every now and then. He like his full set. He still got the whole facial hair thing going on, like Saucy Santana. He's just, I don't know what you would call it. I want to say I've heard it called geesh before. And my LGBTQ community, y'all please fill me in on that. If it has a title. If it don't have a title and them people just, doing them, that's fine too. But he's one of those people. He is, because I don't want to call him trans because he's not trans. Let me just leave it alone. Anyway, the owner is in there with the girls, and he's checking off his list, trying to check off these what's them girls? The girls that are doing the amateur contest. That's what it is. I was finna say auditioning, but the girls that are doing the amateur contest. He's, asking them, okay, so what's your name? Don't tell me, Alizé. And she's like, should I change it? Because it's Alizé. The next girl, my name's Strawberry. Okay, Strawberry. The next girl, I'm Blue Cinnamon. Okay, Blue Cinnamon. And then he gets to the girl, that had the suitcase and all of that. This is when we find out her name. Her name, she said they call her Autumn Night. And they like, oh, Autumn Night. That sound all poetic. Okay, Autumn Night, you on first. But where's your floss? Where's your little outfit? Where's your little piece? Of course, she ain't got none. And when I say her outfit, she looked like she was going to work, or she had just got off her 9-to-5 job and stumbled up into the strip club, to do a little amateur contest, because she had on the red bottoms, the little pencil skirt, the nice blouse. She wasn't ready to dance. And so he shows her to the, the lady in the club that sell everything in the bathroom. And then when I say everything, she sell everything. And so this lady sell stripper pieces too. She sell, he called it the floss, because that's exactly what it looked like, a piece of floss. But anyway, she's like, well, it's gonna be it's 15 regularly, but for you $10, because I see you ain't got a pot to piss in. Go on and give me a little $10 and you can have it. The outfit is yours. So that lady is nice. She got somebody looking out. Them other girls ain't really, they not really feeling the fact that it might be some new competition coming up in there. And by the other girls, I mean Mercedes. First we got coming to the stage. First is a Blue Cinnamon. Then we got Alizé. Then we got Strawberry. And now we gonna have Autumn Night. And when Autumn Night get up there, Autumn Night do her thing to be an amateur. She get in there and get all her coin, and she win the contest. So good for her. When she gets backstage, after winning, they the man tells her, well, the owner, she asked him, so how, what a girl got to do to get this job, to get a job up in here? Mercedes is like, we already got enough bitches, and what you gonna do with somebody else, and what you need with more people. And it's like, girl. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, that girl Mercedes, the OG, she's retiring, by the way. She's retiring. She's leaving because when she all of a sudden had a problem with the new booty. What's up, new booty? With the new girl that got in there. Now it's like, he's like, well, girl, you leaving anyway, so why do you even care who I hire, who I bring in? Girl, you leaving. What does it matter? She still feel like she can, but listen, I'm still here. I'm still running things. I'm still in charge of the girls, and I say we don't need no more girls. But Miss Clifford say otherwise because the girl is good. I'm assuming the people loved her. Autumn, we see her. She's slumming it. And she in that apartment, and I mean, it ain't nothing in it. She's sitting on a mattress, and that's it. A mattress and some sheets, and she looking at her phone, and on the phone is a picture. I'm assuming this is of a picture of her daughter. And also, when she was dancing, she was having these like flashbacks. I don't know what this. I'm assuming this is what had happened to her, prior to her coming out there. This person was beating her down. They were kicking her, pulling her hair, pulled a gun out on her. So whoever this was, that person was trying to kill her. So yes, she's running for her life. We don't really know a backstory. Of course, this is episode 1, but from that, I can gather she's running for her life. So anyway, she's in her apartment looking at that picture, drinking, drunk, and she gets up and knocks over the whole bottle of liquor onto the phone. So now the phone got water damage. And she's just spazzing. I mean, she just screams because now what? She don't have nothing. At least she had a phone. Now she don't have a phone. And she ain't got no money to get a phone. But she got a new job, so it ain't going to be that hard to, get her phone back. Then we see Mercedes at church. And her mama up there in that pulpit carrying on. I mean, carrying on. She's leading praise and worship. Everybody around Mercedes is shouting. Everybody's up. It looked like Pentecostal Sunday in there. And Mercedes just sitting back, looking at everybody. And the offering plate come by. And she put her tithes and offering in the bucket. And looked down her row and see the dude that was getting handsy with her in the club. And she look at him and give him a little nod. And then he looking cheap. Yeah. So he a church going man too at that. Not only is he a perv, don't know how to keep his hands to himself, he's a church-going man. Anyway, Mercedes puts her money in the offering bucket, and she heads on out after that. This guy we see taking pictures of the outside of the Pink. The guys are, there's some guys taking out the trash or whatever, and this man is just sitting in his car, staked out, taking pictures. We don't know who he is, what he's doing, but obviously he was somebody. He worked for somebody. The owner, Clifford, and then we got to see him getting dressed. And I mean, listen, it was like a scene out of Pose almost. He reminded me of what's the man name? Perpetratin. Yeah, he reminded me of Perpetratin from Pose. With that getting dressed like that. He got to put his pants on like this. And he got his full set going. This one we see, the type of man that he is. And he going on down to pay some debt that he owes. I'm assuming it's either rent or something. He's got a debt to pay, and he goes and writes his little check, and the lady is like, no, you can't write checks here anymore. You've made the no checklist. See your picture up there with your bad check? Yeah. So it's going to be cash only from here on out. They get upset, read her all loud in front of everybody in the place, and leaves. No, you can't get mad because you a scammer. And then he going to say, don't cash it today. Cash it a couple of days. Just wait a few days. I'll post date it. She's like, no. No, you got us once, you're not going to get us again. And he lucky that she ain't called the police, because that's what they normally do. We see that Mercedes is a dance coach, because she out there on the bleachers with her girls, running routines and all of that. She a drill sergeant too, by the way. But she's out there coaching them, and her mom comes and drops by her practice, and mama's sitting there vaping. And I know it ain't nan piece of tobacco in her vape. I'm sure she got a nice piece of THC oil or a little CBD oil. No, I'm gonna go with THC. It has to be THC in it, with the way she was carrying on at that church, because she has to be the cussing, smoking, drinking Christian. I see it all over her. And now we see she smoke a little weed. And it ain't no judgment, because so do I. But I'm not singing in the pulpit either. And I don't wear religion on my sleeve. And see, I'm going too far, because this woman, her mother is a piece of work. Her mama is a piece of work. And we'll get there. But anyway, she gives her mama this big old bag of money, and her mama gonna make, like, she gonna throw a little shade at at where the money came from. I don't know how long I'm gonna be putting your booty money into the church. And she's like, you didn't have a problem with my booty money when it kept the lights on. when it was paying bills. You didn't have a problem with it. Now you got a problem with the booty money. Okay, mama. Then we see Clifford. He's meeting with the ladies at the club. He's, implementing some new rules. Got some new things to do. Mercedes gets into it with Quita Maxwell. And see, Quita from the Have and the Have-Nots too. I don't know what her name is on this show, but she Quita to me. Quita and her get into it, and while she's talking to the girl, she gets a text message from somebody named Sinclair, and they're like, we got the perfect property for you, we're ready to show you a little property. So sis is moving on up in the world. She's, leaving the strip club life. I'm assuming she's buying a home. She's setting herself up, and she doesn't make an announcement or nothing about it. We just see the message come in. And, she goes on by her business. Then they were waiting on Mississippi to come. And then Mississippi show up. Black eye, bruises on her neck, cut up, scratched up, and a baby crying. So she got to bring her baby to work. And everybody just looking at her like, oh, Mississippi, why do you continue to let this man drag you the way that you do? Oh, well, show must go on. What else is new? What else is going on? They don't think twice about Mississippi and her black eye. Then we see Clifford. He sits down with the girl. And, he does what a mother is supposed to do. Because he's the mother. He is the house mother. For real. And mother, yes, with a V. He the house mother. He licks her wounds and, gets her back on track. Fixes her face up a little bit. Because he's like, girl, I don't know why y'all be letting these men mess up y'all money. This the money. You can't let them mess up the money. These people ain't gonna want to tip you with a gash from here to here. They not gonna want to tip you with your black eye. Sis, you gotta get out of this situation. He give her some words of encouragement. I'm sure she still ain't gonna leave him, but he give her some words of encouragement and spruce her back on up to get right back out there on that pole. And when I say that girl is she's good at what she does. All of these women are great at what they do. I was thinking they had to go and find some real strippers for this, or some professional pole dancers for this, because ain't no way me could have auditioned for the role and got it. Because those skills I do not have. Those women got skills. The pink, they also, oh yeah, and the pink, they sell plates. I don't know if it's out of a food truck or out of the building itself, but they selling plates, and the line was wrapped around the building. And Clifford was like, I don't know where all these Mexicans coming from, but I mean, keep them coming. Then we see he got a check from, I didn't think to write it down, but he got a check from somebody. I'm assuming this is somebody we need to remember, because they made sure to zoom in on the check, show the name of who it came from and all of that. So he got a check from somebody. He's trying to figure out where the heck this come from. Well, free money. Then we see these hood niggas pull up. All of them get out, and I feel like they pulled up in like a Hummer or something late, but they pull up and get out, and he got his Louis duffel full of money. They gonna go on in the strip club and have them a good time, and then they think they just gonna walk up to the front of the line, and Benny is out there like, and where y'all going? Oh, I'm Lil Murder. Lil who? Don't nobody know you. Don't nobody know you. And ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. So get to the back of the line, and that's where they go, to the back of the line, because nobody knows you, Lil Murder. Lil Murder. Anyway, the girl, Mississippi, she's in an area, I guess, at the club, nursing her baby. And when she is it's because it's almost her time, Benny comes in there as well to say, excuse me, let me call this man by his name on this show. It's Benny Diamond. Benny Diamond walks in there on her, and he's like, oh, excuse me, my bad, whatever, I'll leave. And she's like, no, you good, have a seat. And they chat for a second, and he notices the bruises on her, and he's just like, I can handle that for you, right? And at that same time, it's her turn to dance, so she get up and she's like, you sure? And then she just hands him off the baby. You can take care of that. Take care of this baby while I go and make this money. And make this money is what she does, because that girl, listen, most with her, between Mississippi, because we ain't seen all of them dance, but Mississippi, oh, that's a dancer. Mercedes, that's a dancer. Autumn, not so much. She's still learning. But Mercedes and Mississippi, their little set that we saw in this first episode, standing ovation. And they would have got all my little piece of change, my little piece of coin, my ones. They would have gotten it all, especially Mississippi, because Mississippi did her thing. Sorry, guys. Gotta make sure I stay on track. Okay, the Lil Murder dude, he got a little private room. He got a VIP room. And he in there with some other girls. And Mercedes comes by, and she peeks in and sees what's going on. So she just helps herself and goes right on in, like, well, what's going on here? And she's looking, and she see that they really spending some money. They got this duffel bag full, and he shows her the Louis bag, and he called them coochie excuse me, it's a tongue twister. He called them coochie coupons. Called his money coochie coupons. And she sees it, and she's like, and the girls, okay. And they, trot on out of the door. And so she's like, okay, so I see you got this money. How much you got there? And he told her it's around the tune of $4,000. And she's like, okay, so if I give you this private dance, I want all of that. And he's got other people in there with him, and one of the other dudes sees Autumn out there in the cage busting down, and he's like, oh no, you got to get her up in here too. And so she's like, okay, if I can get her, or no, I'm gonna get her, but when I'll go out there and get her, you giving us the whole $4,000. So she go out there and tell Autumn, listen, they want you to come in here with me. Let's why don't you work this party, this private room with me? Because she's supposed to be training her, supposed to be showing her the ropes. Because they're teaching her who to give these private dances to, who to do these lap dances with, because all of these men ain't prepared to pay. Some of them just coming to play around, and then there are the ones that are coming to actually drop some cash. And so we need to be able to decipher who is who. And she tells her, come on back here to this little party. And then she lied. And see, I don't like that. I don't know. Mercedes, I'm back and forth with her, because the minute I figure, okay, I think I'm going to like her. I think I'm going to like this girl. Then she turn around and do some mean girl stuff. And I'm not with it. Some underhanded stuff. I'm not with it. She could have told Autumn that there was $2,000 in it each for them. But she going to say, you and I can make $1,000 each. So you was just gonna keep the other $2,000? So you go away with $3,000 and she go away with $1,000. Now how that makes sense, Mercedes? But that's what she was gonna try to do. And so she gets her to go in there and do the little private dance. And while they're in there, the other dude, the dude that, wanted to see her, he, look at me, light skin. Getting all loud, and Benny got to come in there. Listen, do I got to throw you out? And Mercedes is like, it's cool. We got it covered. We good in here. Dude ended up getting thrown out anyway, because he don't know how to be respectful. Oh, while they're in the private room, Lil Murder wants Mercedes to go to like a champagne room. So like he want a private dance. And she's willing to go with him. And she leaves the girl in there by herself to go do a little private dance in the champagne room. She called it the Mercedes room. But she went over there with him while the girl was in there by herself. The dude, they started to get disrespectful again, especially now that she's by herself. And Benny had to come in there and throw them folk out, and Autumn ran out of the room. But Mercedes is still in the room with Lil Murder, and he got her listening to a mixtape. Because it's about to be her little set, and he wants her to dance to his song. And she's like, I can't get jiggy with this. My booty can't move to this. I can't do this. And he's, he tried to throw a little shade. She's like, no, listen, you dealing with somebody with, artistic abilities. Like, I'm not finna just be pressing. They not just finna put any old thing on for me to dance to. Sorry. Find someone else to play a little song. When the girl runs out of there, Autumn, by the way, when she runs out of the room after being disrespected by that guy, Lil Murder runs after her, and he just wants to apologize to her, but he runs after her and ends up running into Miss Clifford. And he's talking to Miss Clifford, and Miss Clifford can't hear him, so she's like, come on in this room. Now, what was that you said? He's like, I was just looking for that girl. I was just trying to apologize to her because a man was a little disrespectful, but I was just trying to, make sure she was all right. And he started talking to Clifford. He finds out that Clifford is the owner and plays Clifford. He plays Trey for just a few seconds, flirting with him and, telling him what he gonna do and how he gonna murder this and murder that and, all that big talk. I'm like, oh no. He didn't turn into Trey, did he? Like at the drop of a hat. But indeed, he did had Miss Clifford on his knees and all. And then the next thing we know, Clifford come out there. Wait, don't let me not jump the gun. Yeah, see, I was about to jump the gun. Autumn was outside smoking a cigarette, and the guy that was taking her pictures just roll up on her, asking her if she all right and everything. And we find out his name is Andre Watkins, and she asked him, do you have a vice? Apparently he don't have no vice. And I'm trying to figure out, why are you even over here talking to this lady? What are you doing? But anyway, he say he's in real estate, and his client, wants him to take pictures of the area or whatever, especially when it's booming, as opposed to during the day when it's like a ghost town. And she buys that, but I don't buy it. She buys that, but And she's getting ready to go inside, and she invites him in to come and watch her dance, and he declines. He respectfully declines and goes on by his business. Before that, though, he shows her what's on the camera, and obviously it's nothing alarming. Obviously she don't see no pictures of herself, but he has been taking pictures of her. But he seems okay enough, and she going on back in to dance, and he goes on by his way. Then we see it's Mercedes Sundays, and so Clifford, he goes up there before Mercedes goes out to dance. He goes to the DJ booth and gives the DJ a song to play, and he's like, "Did Mercedes okay this?" And he's like, "This is my establishment. I ain't got to get her okay. Play the song." And so he played a song. It's Mercedes' turn to go on out. And as soon as she come out and hear it ain't the song she asked for, she get a DJ a look like, "If you don't play my mother's song." And he's like, "Psych, remix," and turns on the song she want to hear. And so, again, great dancing, great pole tricks. These girls are professionals. And I loved how midway through her dance, like, they cut everything in the sound, and all you heard was her breathing. I was like, see, this is the cinematography that I am talking about. This is what I need in my life. Like, it's those kind of details in film, that I love. I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like the fact that they drowned everything out, and all you heard was her breathing and her basically, like, doing her thing. And while she dancing, she look up and see her mama. So her mama done came to the show, done threw her all the way off, I'm sure. And when her mama was watching her, she was one leg here, one leg there, had a man in between her legs, and use your imagination, okay? If you've ever been to a strip club, you know what was going down. And you wouldn't want your mama seeing you like that, but her mama was there. And afterwards, we see her mama. She goes outside, and her mama is waiting on her, and her mom was like, "I didn't know." First she was like, those people love you. Those people are willing to give you their mortgage and their rent money and their car payments. I didn't know you was making that kind of money. And she's like, "Tried to tell you." And then she flips it, and she's like, where did I go wrong? Like, what? Why has God forsaken me? Why would he give me a hoe for a daughter? Why would he do it? And the girl standing there like, what? With her bag of money. And then she gonna tell her, you should be giving more to the church. You're making this kind of money, and that's all you want to give us. You should be giving more tithes, more offering. Just trying to make her, like, trying to guilt trip her into giving up more money. And you like, ma'am, what? Mama get on her hands and knees and starts this. Listen, her mama is crazy. Her mama is crazy. She start that talking about, like, well, why has God forsaken me? And what am I supposed to do? I got a hoe for a daughter. Like, she was going in. And in the end, Mercedes just hands her over the cash and was just like, she don't say nothing. She just just gives her the cash, and her mama take it and get up off the ground and go. Because that's essentially all she wanted. It was weird. Though that dynamic right there is strange. Because somebody was talking about, didn't I teach you that your body was a temple? And Mercedes was like, well, yeah, girl. Every time you wanted free Waffle House and you had me go and twist my body and shake my ass for the men down to the Waffle House for a piece of meal, for a piece of waffle, a piece of sausage. I remember. So, yeah, I remember you teaching me my body was a temple. Do you still want to go down memory lane, mama? Because I got these memories over here, and you thinking it's something different. That mama is a nut. And we gonna see I'm sure we're gonna see more crazy from her. I couldn't believe that. I was like, that's all she wanted from that girl. She really went and did all of that just so that girl could give her some money. And then took it and said, the Lord accepts your offering. The Lord accepts your offering, but he would love it more if you would basically if you would just repent. Anyway, at the end of the night, Mercedes goes in there and she pays everybody. And see, one more con to being a stripper. I'm not paying everybody at the end of my night. I feel like all this money that I earn is what I earn. No, she giving 100 here, 100 there, 200 here, 200 there, 300 to the DJ, 400 over here for the tips. Just doing all of that. But oh, my bad, she didn't have her tips. She gave all her tips to her mama. But she gives all that money out. Autumn comes in there and gives all of her money out and leaves or whatever. Mercedes still being shady because Clifford was like, look at her, the new girl done beat you out on the tips. And she's like, I mean, she ain't do nothing but stand there and look light. And Clifford's like, well, that's what the light skins do. So I guess we got a little colorism going on here. Like, I don't know why. She's like, 'cause at the very sight of Autumn, Mercedes was bothered. That's the problem. But I'm sure we gonna dive real deep into it. But Mercedes ends up telling, Clifford that her mama got all that tip money. She's like, she tried that holy roller mess again. Okay. Oh, because he also gave them each another goop. Mercedes thought she was gonna go away with $3,000, and Clifford gooped her. Well, he was going to. He was gonna goop her, and he only gave each. He gave both Mercedes and Autumn $1,000 each, which is what Autumn thought she was gonna get anyway. But Mercedes thought she was pulling a fast one, and then it turns out that somebody pulled a fast one on her, and now you really are left with just $1,000 apiece. When he finds out that, that girl's mother came and basically extorted all of that tip money off of her, he goes into the safe and pulls out $2,000 and tells her this is the rest from Lil Murder. Go on and have it. Go on and take it. She's like, no, I already owe you. He's like, listen, you don't owe me this. Here, this is from Lil Murder. So she's, she ended up getting her little piece of money anyway, which is good, I guess. But I ain't like that she was gonna be dishonest about getting it in the first place. Oh, at the end of the night, everybody's, going their separate ways. Mississippi standing out there looking at everybody. Her ride, her boyfriend right there waiting on her. He is ready. He's there on time. And Benny's like, you want me to give you a ride? And she's like, no, my ride right here. So she gone and get in the car. Hopefully that ain't the last time we gonna see her, because she was nervous about going and getting in that car, which she should be, but she was like scared. Autumn's still out there smoking her cigarette, and there is two other girls there and Mercedes, and they're like, well, you need a ride, you can ride with me. And Mercedes, I ain't got no room in my car, and we ain't going that way. And Autumn was like, girl, I didn't want your little funky ride, no way. I'm going out east. And Mercedes was like, oh, okay, well, if you're going out east, then you need to be going this way, not this way, the way you said, girl. So I'm guessing Mercedes can see through the fact that Autumn, just done dropped into town, got a new job, and all. It's something mysterious going on with her, and I'm sure Mercedes is gonna get to the bottom of it. But that's how it ends out, with Autumn standing there smoking her cigarette by herself, and that man taking her pictures. So either he's hired by whoever she's running from, or he there for other reasons and finna, shut some more stuff down. But we don't know. This show kind of reminds me of Claws. Only it's a lot more raw. Claws is comical. This is a lot more raw. Like, it make me want to get into Beyond the Pole, because that's another one, another show, centered around the strip club life. But that's reality TV. Anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of, this first review for P Valley. And I'm sorry if y'all can hear my my husband upstairs talking. Like, does he have to talk that loud? He loud, right? Because I'm down here and he's upstairs and he sounds like he's right here on the side of this wall. Just loud. I don't know what that is. Does that come with age when you just be loud all of a sudden? Loud on the phone. The TV be loud. It's like, can you hear? Do we need to go get that checked? Because damn, you loud. All right, y'all. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.